Good morning, guys. It's science time with a difference today. Today I thought we'd look at colour, and I'm doing it from a walk. Because when you look at the colour green, and when you draw the colour green, lots of you might tend to do it as one shade. But actually, when you look out in nature, look at all the different shades of green there are. And it's the same with browns. Look at all the different shades of browns there are. Now our task today is going to be a little bit of a colour spectrum. A little bit like a paint chart. Maybe if you've been into places like B&Q, you may have seen all the different shades of colours that you can choose to perhaps paint your bedroom walls. So today we're going to have a go at trying to make a colour spectrum from the lightest shade of brown to the darkest shade of brown, from the lightest shade of green to the darkest shade of green, and perhaps any other colours in between. Now you can do this maybe in your garden, or if you go out on a walk as well. Have a look at all the different shades around you. Maybe try and collect 20 leaves or 20 items off the ground and see if you can arrange them from the lightest to the darkest. That's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to pick up some twigs, I'm going to pick up some leaves and try and see if I can make a colour spectrum from the lightest shade to the darkest shade. Now it sounds really easy, but actually it's quite tricky to try and get all those colours organised. You'll have to decide on your criteria. This is going to feel a little bit like an art lesson, but it's really great to be out in nature, and there are so many brilliant sounds on the way as well. Perhaps listen to the birds at the same time, or listen to Byron barking. But you'll hear all the different birds, all the different wildlife out on your walk. So let's see if we can collect some different items.
So here are the 20 items I collected on my walk. As you can see, I've gone for shades of brown. I'm going to put them onto some white paper to make it stand out a bit more clearly. So they're much easier to see on the white background. But now comes the tricky part, because you're going to try and arrange them from light to dark. I mean, you can choose your criteria, it's up to you. Or you might group them or classify them by shape. It's completely up to you how you organise them, but I'm going to try and arrange them from a light to dark. And I'm going to have to use some really good observation skills because some of them are really similar. So you might even have two in one place. Let's have a go. So by removing the cover, we've now made ourselves a collection strip. And we can take this out on our walk and we can record something or pick something up every 10 steps. Or you could change it. You might do it every 5 steps or every 20 steps. Try and see if you can find something that will make a miniature copy of your walk. Remember, don't pick up living things because we don't want to stick those on there. And also be really careful. Just make sure that whatever you pick up is safe, such as a piece of holly might prickle you and you don't want that to happen. So just be careful. And remember to wash your hands when you come back. Let's see if we can make a copy of our walk.
Then have a look at the colours. Have a look at what you picked up and try and look back at your walk and see if it makes sense of where you were.
So here's my walk in miniature. I collected an item every 10 steps and stuck it onto the strip of sticky sellotape, and that's what it looked like. Look at all those different textures and shades and tones. I've got greens and browns and whites. How does it compare with yours? If you went out as a family, it'd be really interesting to see how yours compares to theirs. Who has the most colours? Who has the most different textures? Who has the most interesting collection? Isn't it amazing just from one walk what you can collect in nature? I hope you really enjoyed that. Now a variation on this might be to take photographs. Every 10 steps you might take a photograph of what you see. Now lastly, a really lovely activity is to go out into nature and just sit and listen. Listen to all the birds. Try and see if you can identify the birds. And just sit and enjoy a little bit of mindfulness. I hope you've really enjoyed these videos. As always, please post onto the blog. Let me know what you think, and I'd love to see what you've done. See you later, guys.